The Workflow Automation module is used to create automated workflows when you initiate a specific trigger. For example, when you successfully create a task, the system will automatically assign that task to employee A based on the workflow you have designed, or you can perform recurring actions periodically. The workflow screen is used to create workflows. Flows will execute automatically when a user triggers them. Please note, you need to thoroughly understand the system's execution flow when designing workflows. This is because if actions are not designed in their correct positions, the system will not perform them. Before creating a workflow, we need to set up the relevant data to use within it. Go to Settings, then select the Task Templates screen. The Task Templates screen is used to create templates for tasks when the workflow performs the Create a Task action. Data from the Task Templates screen is used when designing a flow. Once you have the task template data, proceed to the Categories screen. The Categories screen is used to create classifications for workflows. Data from this screen will be used on the Workflow screen. Once you have all the relevant data, navigate to the Workflow screen and select the Create Workflow function. Enter the workflow name and choose a category. The category data is pulled from the settings you configured earlier. If you check the Is a Private Workflow option, only the creator of the workflow can apply this workflow. If unchecked, all employees can apply the workflow. Select Save to save the workflow. After successfully creating the workflow, select the newly created workflow information. Choose the Builder function. To start a workflow, you need to drag Flow, Start into the flow, and select a trigger to initiate it. Trigger type will have two categories, User Action and Automatic. For the User Action type, the flow will be activated when a trigger is performed. For the Automatic type, the actions in the flow will be performed periodically based on a cron job. You can set it to repeat daily, weekly, or monthly, or on a specific date. Then select the actions you want to perform. Now let's proceed to create a workflow of the User Action type. First, select the object on which you want the workflow to run. Then choose the reason for the trigger to activate. After that, you can set up conditions related to the object you've selected. If the data meets the conditions, the system will perform the green-directed actions. Conversely, if the data does not meet the conditions, the system will perform the red-directed actions. Now, I will test running the flow I designed. I will proceed to create a customer according to the conditions I set. The system has performed the actions based on the trigger and conditions I selected. The history is displayed on the workflow's history log screen, allowing us to identify related data after the workflow has executed. It also shows what actions the system performed and whether they succeeded or failed. You can design workflows for other objects, for example, an automated flow when a candidate's application profile is created. When a candidate is created, the system will proceed to check according to the conditions and perform the actions. You can also create automated flows for sales purposes. Proceed by selecting the trigger, conditions, and related actions. Please note, you must clearly understand the execution flow between objects to design workflows accurately. If the actions are not related to each other, the system will not be able to perform them. You can also create automated flows that run periodically. The system will use a cron job to execute these actions at the desired activation time. You can search for workflows by category or by the creation timeframe. After workflows are activated, you can view all activity history on the Histories screen. You can filter histories by workflow or by the period in which the workflow was activated. The Clear Logs function is used to delete all histories.